1. Good afternoon, everybody. I'll turn that off. While we've been waiting for the Horus Heresy Old World stream, I've had some lunch, and I've also been filling gaps in on this thing. Yeah. So, put it on a base and filled all the gaps in. I need to get the gravel on the base, and then I can start painting it. I might do some tutorials on this one actually, because I felt as though I should have done that the first time I did it, but I didn't. And this is separate, so it's all good. It's a huge models, but anyway, has everyone enjoyed the previews today? I have enjoyed the previews. Oh, thank you very much to Omani, who gave me a sub 27 minutes ago. Why, thank you, thank you, thank you. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. But yeah, let's just go through the socials. Yeah, I think today is going to be the big stream. I think today's stream, this one right now, is going to be the big one for a lot of people. And the reason why I say that is we knew 10th edition was coming. We knew 10th edition was coming before Adepticon. So we knew that was going to happen. The Age of Sigmar one, yeah, it's cool. It's always nice. It's kind of filler because we're at the end of the edition, and it's kind of more like we kind of know what the last armies for the last battle tomes are, and the campaign books, we kind of knew that they would probably come because Games Workshop and their past track record with editions. So we kind of got it, and to see the theme and everything is really cool. But I think today's 2 o'clock stream is the big one for a lot of people. One, there's a lot of Horus Heresy players out there right now whose armies are in limbo, and they're looking for that little thing, infantry, to get their army the way that they want it to be played. And I obviously think that the big thing is the Old World. I don't want to overhype myself for the Old World announcement, but then equally I'm preparing myself for disappointment, because this is Games Workshop. Games Workshop are very, very good at hyping things up and rallying their influencers and their YouTube content creators to ramp this up, and then at the last minute let everyone down with quite minimalistic announcements. Kind of what we got yesterday with the 40k. 40k, the Leviathan box is beautiful. It really is. I want it. I want it hard. I want to paint the Screamer Killer, and I want to put all of my Space Marines in, maybe, this colour scheme. And so I wanted it. I want it hard. But I think that they could have just teased us a little bit more with a look at some of the potential models that could have come later on in the year, or at least till spring next year. The things that they showed on the roadmap, they could have ended with a little 30-second video of little glimpses, like they do at Christmas and New Year. I think that's how they should have ended it. And that would have probably been a really, really cool way of ending out 40k. Age of Sigmar, yeah, I'm really happy with that. The Harbinger of Decay model, oh my god, that model is absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. Like, that model is just off the chain good. Like, this model here is just beautiful. Let's get it up here on the stream. This model is amazing. Absolutely amazing. That right there is a future Golden Demon model. There will be a lot of Golden Demon painters right now looking at that going, I'm getting him to do Golden Demon. And there'll be some crazy converters out there who'll be looking at that going, yeah, I'm going to convert that to be something, but that will be the basis of their next Golden Demon entry. I want to buy this model just to paint, because I think it's just got a lot of going on. The decayed flesh of the horse, the texture of the cloth, the wood, the bird, the armor, the sai. There's a lot going on in this miniature that if you're a painter, you can have a lot of fun with. So yeah, I'm really impressed with that. Equally, this guy is also pretty cool. I'm really liking the face. The face is pretty cool. It's quite animated. I quite like that. It's really, really nice. Oh my god. I have actually just noticed the eyes on this guy. Now, what the actual fook is going on with this guy's eyes? They look terrible. Now, it's a really bad sculpt or it's a really bad paint job. But either way, he doesn't look like he has got eyebrows, and I think that's what kind of weirds it out. He needs eyebrows. He has no eyebrows. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. The Goblin, I love the Goblin. I think the Goblin's amazing. Kind of reminds me of Warhammer Online. If you ever remember the squig herders in Warhammer Online, they kind of climbed inside the squig and they bounced around inside the squig, and when the squig opened its mouth, you seen the Goblin inside its mouth. It kind of has that vibe, and I think that's pretty cool. And obviously flying squigs. The regiments are renowned. Yeah, cool. This one's okay. The Nurgle one's pretty cool. The Flesh Eater Courts, yeah, it's alright. The Squig one's really good because Boyne Hoppers are apparently supposed to be quite a cool unit, and obviously you get a lot of the crazy little shaman wizards in the Goblin box. The Fire Slayer ones, that's going to be what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's basically 10 Hearthguard Berserkers and 10 Volkite Berserkers. When they do the army again, they really do need to update and add more troops choices to the Fire Slayers, because right now you've essentially got 3 units, not including Magma Droths. You have more heroes than you have actual units, fighting units. So you've got your Hearthguard Berserkers. They've kind of split them into 2. You can either have dual wieldy or you can have weapon and shield. And then there's the 2 units of Hearthguard Berserkers, which are essentially a shooting version or a axe version / polearm version. And that's it. That's all they've got. That's all they've got. They need more. They need more things. They're dwarfs, so why can't they have weapons? There's more in a KO army. So during the summer, we already know that Seraphon will be coming out probably sometime next month or June onwards. The first book of Harbinger, book 1 of Dawnbringer, will be coming out alongside the General's Handbook. Interested about the General's Handbook. I want to see what the General's Handbook is going to give us. I want to see how they're going to mix it up. The Champions thing with the foot heroes has been quite an interesting one. It's not as egregious as the bounty hunters from the book before, so it'd be interesting to see what they give us as their spicy new way of doing your armies and how that's going to change things. And obviously there's going to be a new points update as well, so we'll see how armies and army composition in the Age of Sigmar meta will change. Then in the autumn, something that I am extremely now excited about is the Cities of Sigmar. The cavalry unit was very nice. Then there's the Destruction book, which we get the crazy big pig for the Iron Jaws and hopefully something else. And then book 4 and 3. So book 3 in the summer and then book 4 in the winter. Probably something from the Lumineth, the Deepkin, Stormcast Eternals potentially, and Slaves and the other Chaos factions will be probably mixed in there. If the Lumineth Realm Lords do get a new hero model, then I'm hoping it is a more combat orientated character that's less magic, more fighting, because in 4th edition the only way that the Lumineth can sort of progress now is into the Tyrian side of the faction, which should be more combat orientated and more fighty, less magic, because Tyrian is the fighter, Teclis was the mage. So that's how that should sort of hopefully go into it. And in the winter we also have a battle tome, and they definitely use the word battle tome. which has to be Flesh Eater Courts, and the rumour is that they're due at the end of January, which is in the middle of winter. So that kind of works. Hello, Molly! So yeah, that will kind of work. But these guys, these are brilliant. Like look at that. They really are nice. Like I'm a sucker for a good cavalry unit, and these guys are cutting around in plate metal, and they look at the helmet on this guy down here. Look at that. Now she's ugly. Well, look at this. Yeah, these are nice. These are very nice. Very, very nice. I'm liking these a lot. So I'm hoping that we're going to be seeing these. What is this? Oh, these are different loadouts for them. Oh, okay. They're kind of cool. I'm liking them a lot. So it's going to be good. Coffee in Western Canada. I like how fantasy logo. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm a sucker for a good cavalry unit. Like I like my fantasy armies to definitely have that nice solid core infantry, some kick-ass heroes, and then some nice solid cavalry to come in the flanks or bust in. It's how I like to play Total War, and they're definitely screaming that vibe out. You know, yeah, I'm playing Lumineth Realm Lords, which is basically going to have a giant god of magic and about 40 sentinels and some shit in front of them, and I'm just going to shoot people. But it still gives me that old school fantasy vibe. And I would have cavalry in my Lumineth army if it wasn't for Dawn Riders being such a pain in the arse to build and paint. But I will set myself a hobby goal of building and painting 20 of them. Thank you very much for Jamie for the follow on Instagram. Also, I like when they harken back to the real world. Yes, well, let's see what the old world is going to give us today. They're not up on yet. The stream hasn't started as yet, but we will keep an eye on that. And as soon as it starts at 2 o'clock, we will throw it on. I'll keep the volume. Let me know if it's too loud, not loud enough, or whatever, and I will do that and get that on. And yeah, so I could turn this camera on and I could show you some stuff, but we're due to start soon. But what is everyone really looking forward to for seeing in the Horus Heresy? Like, what, for all the Horus Heresy things, what is it that you would like to see today? What is it? I know what I want, but what do you guys want? What is it that you guys want? Some of the comments in the stream are quite amusing. Sack off the old world or the Horus Heresy and just epic. Yes, epic. Now, are they going to announce epic? There's a lot of rumours flying around for Horus Heresy epic. A lot of rumours. I'd be pretty up for epic. I would definitely be up for epic. Give me 8 mil good. I remember getting my first box of epic back in the late 80s. I am that old. I've got white in my beard. And it was the first edition epic. It's called Space Marine. And it was so good. It was just like loads of Space Marines, Rhinos, and Land Raiders. And I remember I originally got that one, and I think Adaptus Titanicus had come out as well, but I didn't get that. And then the next box of epic I got was the big box. I think it was called Epic 40K, and it come with Space Marines against Eldar. And the front cover, it was one of the coolest front covers I've always remembered. It was like a load of Ultramarines, and it had like an Ultramarine pointing his pistol like that. I should try to see if I could find it. It's a really cool piece of artwork. Epic 40K cover art. It was really, really cool. Let me see if I can find. Oh yeah, there it is. There it is, right there. There it is, right there. So this is the here. This is the one here. Spaceman. I think that was the second one. Space Marine. And yeah, I remember getting that, and it come with a Titan, and it come with like a load of Eldar, and the Eldar stuff in it was crap. Like if you like if you remember, if you looked at it, the Eldar wave serpents did not look like how we imagined wave serpents to be, and it was pretty one-sided fight as well, because the Eldar didn't have anything big, and like the Imperial player pretty much got a Titan, like to sort of use, and it was like massively one-sided. And I had all of the Space Marines from the first box. Then I got that, and I had my Titan, and then I ended up getting a couple of other Titans. And I played a lot of Epic, because it was such a really cool game. So yeah, I mean, if they announce Epic 40k today for the Horus Heresy, I could probably see myself getting into that in a bigger way than actual normal Horus Heresy or 40k scale, because for me, the Horus Heresy is played on really big games. Now, when I played Horus Heresy before, my Space Wolf army numbered about 5,500 points, pretty much fully painted. I had Leman Russ, which was featured by Forge World on their social media accounts. Sold to a guy for £250, and my Leman Russ model is now in New York. And the guy still tried to scam me out of the money. Actually turned around and told PayPal that he'd never received it. And then I found him in a Horus Heresy group. And there was a picture of it on the table at his gaming club in New York. And I took the screenshots and sent all that to PayPal. And when he's telling you he didn't get the model, but that's my model, and here's my painted pictures of it before I sold it to him. And they were like, yeah, that's yours. And they sided with me, thankfully. Otherwise, I would have lost the money and the model. So what a dick. But yes, it's in America. But if they do bring the Horus Heresy back as Epic, then it also means that I can also get Titans. And I've tried to get into Titanicus before and failed, because I kind of get it, and then I'm like, I want to do this, I want to do that, but then I can actually like really lean into it, and it will be kind of cool. But we will see. It is due to start any minute now. Any minute now, it's due to start. Also, by the way, the commentators on the battle, on the tournaments, on their live stream, suck balls. Whoever's doing that commentating needs to go and watch Rob, the Honest Wargamer. Big shout out to Rob. And actually learn how to actually commentate a game of wargaming. 40k or Age of Sigmar. Because those guys absolutely are shockingly bad. And Games Workshop should just hire Rob to do it. Period. Because, you know, stop being a knob to him and just hire him. Are we on yet? Where is the little man, Eddie Eccles? We need a little bit of Eddie and Horus Heresy and the Old World. This is the same kind of Coke I started drinking 2 hours ago. Really not gone anywhere near it yet. So, really, right, come on, let's get it going, let's get it started. Are we on yet? Right, what we're going to do is I'm going to flip over to screen capture so we can see it, and we'll all see it come on together, which will be good. I do have it on mute right now, it's not turned on, so it should be on mute as soon as it comes up. And then what I'll do is I'll unmute it. Oh. Wow. A lot of streaming today. It's been good. It's been good. I'm liking it. If you are new and you're not subscribed to the channel, smash the sub button. Ring the bell. Like it. Drop a comment if you want. It all helps the algorithm. You can even type in for the algorithm. I do not care. That makes me chuckle, because quite a few people have done that lately on my videos. And everyone as well that watched and liked and commented on the mental health video that I put up last night. Thank you very much. This wasn't a video for me looking for sympathy. Far from it. And in the video, I say that I hope I reach out to at least one person. I have. That one person actually messaged me this morning through my Discord, and thanked me for making the video, and they're now going to have a chat with their family and explain what's going on with their head and how they're feeling, and hopefully it's stopped that individual from doing something stupid. So I'm really quite touched. So thank you very much. The video's aim was to stop something like that from happening, and hopefully get people on the right mind. And guys, seriously, speak about your mental health. If nothing's going right in that head of yours, speak to your friends and family, because it really does make things feel a lot better. It doesn't get rid of it, and it never will. Doesn't matter how happy you are and how down that path of healing that you will get. Speaking from experience, it will never go away. So thank you very much for all of the kind comments. And I had quite a few messages through Instagram and Discord and on the video itself as well. So thank you very much. But back to nerdism. No, it's okay. I think it's something that doesn't get spoken about.
Oh yeah.
I keep forgetting that's what that does. Right? Thank you very much for subscribing, Jack Hooper. I probably butchered your name, but thank you very much, Jack. I keep forgetting that that's the noise it makes when I get a sub, because most of my subs come from my videos, and YouTube is very weird. If you subscribe while I'm live streaming, but you're watching a video, and you subscribe through the video, or you aren't watching the live stream but subscribe to the channel, I won't get a notification. If you're watching the live stream and subscribe while watching it, I then get a notification, which then means you get that cool noise. And there is a pop-up, but you don't see it because I haven't got it set up on the screen capture screen. But yeah, I've took it all off so we can see the screen. Why have you not turned this on, GW? It's 4 minutes past 2. You're late. Bad timekeeping. Unprofessional streamers. Unprofessional, I tell you. Eddie must obviously be getting his makeup done, ready for his big time on the stage. Just fluffing it up. Or Adam's back and they're polishing his head. So there isn't too much of a glare from the lights. It's terrible. I like Adam. I like Adam a lot. He's a very cool guy. I love the fact that they've immortalized him in Necromunda. There is a Necromunda model, and I think it's for the Cadwellans factions, and there's a miniature that looks the spitting image of Adam. The spitting image. And apparently there is a Hobbit in the Hobbit miniatures that also looks like Adam, because he's a massive Lord of the Rings fan. So I don't know which one it is, but apparently there is a Hobbit that looks like him. So that's kind of cool. But there is a Necromunda model that looks the spitting image of Adam. Things you know. Right, let's look at the Instagram and see if there's anything popped up on there yet. I'd laugh if this stream didn't work. Anything on the Warhammer? Nothing as yet. Oh, people are getting impatient. They want their resin. They want it. They want it hard. This is the big stream. I keep saying that this is the big stream today. This is the big stream. Because it's Old World. It's the Old World preview, baby. Like, this is what people are... I think everyone knew... Obviously, everyone knew 10th edition was coming. We knew Leviathan was coming long before Adapticon. And I think this is the stream that everybody has been waiting for. Everybody has been anticipating. Everybody has been getting, like, really excited for. Because this is the first time Games Workshop will be showing and previewing Warhammer the Old World. And it's big. It's big. A lot of people don't like Age of Sigmar because they were Warhammer fans. A lot of people like Age of Sigmar but still have a really big soft spot for the Old World. And yeah, put it in my veins. Yeah, I think this is the biggie. This is the biggie. The Horus Heresy is the Horus Heresy. Like, if they announce Epic, which would be amazing, but I'm not. I don't want to get myself too hyped for the Epic side, for the Heresy side, because it would just be. I don't want to feel disappointed like I did yesterday. But the Old World, I don't care. It doesn't matter what the Old World is. I'm going to be hyped because the Old World's coming back. It's like, yes, it's coming back. And I love fantasy. I love my fantasy. I played a lot of Warhammer Fantasy back in the day. A lot. I had an ogre army. I had a dwarf army. I had an orcs and goblins army, which was so funny because screw bringing black orcs, animosity for the win, baby. Yeah, every plan for an orc and goblins player was down to the fact of, was animosity going to ruin a well-laid plan from being executed perfectly by that amazing tactical genius of a general? No. Guaranteed that your army would just go, today we're not playing, we're going to have a fight with each other. 28mm Horus Heresy, I want fat demons, but otherwise, yeah. Animosity was so good. I remember one game that I brought one unit of the new Black Orcs that would come out with Grimgor Ironhide leading them. And it's the same models that are now used in Age of Sigmar for the Orruk Hardboys. And I had one big unit, and they all had their hand weapon and shields. And that was in the centre of my line, a nice big block of 20. And the rest of my army was made up of Orc Boys and Goblins. Night Goblins with Fanatics, because why would you bring normal Goblins? Weirdo. And I had a Giant on my flank. By the end of turn 1, my Black Orcs had moved forward. They'd gone at the double, and they'd moved forward. And my Giant had sprinted down the flank. The rest of my army were stood in my deployment zone, knocking the shit out of each other. I was then proceeded to be absolutely railroaded in turn 2, because only a fraction of my army then started to move forward. But by that point, it was like drips and drabs, and I couldn't. Yeah, it was rough. It was a rough game. I was a scaring guy. I wanted my lightning cannons to explode and rattling guns to strafe my own lines as much as I wanted to kill the enemy. Yeah. I do that in Total War. There's nothing better than playing Total War and just, shooting your own troops. I'm enjoying the new Chaos Dwarfs actually, and I know it's bad, it's terrible, I shouldn't do it, but I get all of my Orc labourers, because we can't use the S word, and I get my Orc labourers and Goblin labourers, and I throw them into the enemy's face, and then I proceed to flank my blunderbuss units around the sides and just open up, and I gun down just as many of my labourers as I do of the enemy. Because you know what, I can always take more labourers. They're cheap, that's what they're there for. But where is this stream? This is supposed to be on at 2. What the? So it had started. What? It had started, but not started.
Into the sort of style of art that you might have seen in Warhammer of old.
Right. Bretonnians versus Tomb Kings.
Might be carrying that stuff.
Yeah, very grizzled. Often.
We'll go over the articles at the end because I kind of missed the first 10 minutes. Bastard.
There we go. So Bretonnian blessing there. So a lot of the lore of the Old World is fleshed out a little bit more. So the idea of Bretonnian knights having a slightly ritualistic.
My screen didn't update. Oh no! Blasphemy, terrible. My fault. Sorry.
Particularly, will be blessed by various deities, particularly the Lady of the Lake and that sort of thing. And that's still true at this time, as it is at the events of the end times. Some Tomb King stuff.
So it is going to be Tomb Kings versus Bretonnians.
Yeah, the Nehekarans obviously would sculpt big.
That's nice.
Shabti, typically in the form of giant warriors, they're gods, that sort of thing, like Jack, the jackal-headed god of war.
We'll look at the article at the end. We'll get it.
Powerful souls. And
see what they've actually shown us.
And yeah, you can imagine, sort of 9-10 foot giant obsidian statue coming at you would be absolutely terrifying.
Even if you are a knight.
The Shabti are nice.
A little more there. So obviously Tomb Kings.
Is this
have
just going to be
got,
artwork?
Dead creatures in their armies as well. A lot of these units might be familiar to you if you remember Warhammer Fantasy Battle of Old. But yeah, it's always nice to see them kind of reinvented and reimagined, isn't it? And then in terms of returning kits as well, you'll see things like the... Remember that guy?
So all the kits are going to be coming back.
Sphinx, I think, one of the later models to come out for the Tomb Kings. A really, really beautiful miniature that I think it's been a shame that we haven't been able to get hold of for a few years. So models like that, really great kind of centerpiece kits, you'll have a chance to pick up again, which is really cool. Okay, right. I'm afraid, guys, that is all we've got about the Old World today. There'll be plenty more on the way. If you're in the audience today as well, you will have a chance to ask some questions at the end of the show too. So start thinking about what you'd like to ask. But we're going to move on to a little bit of Horus Heresy stuff.
Okay. It looks like it was only artwork being shown for the Old World. It's pretty lame.
We'll kick off with something big.
Plastic Titans, Plastic Knights. We knew these were coming. Again, this is not what we want. Where's the infantry? Yeah, it's nice. It's a plastic kit of an existing resin kit. But it's not what we need. We need plastic infantry.
So there it is. This is a Cerastus Knight Lancer. This is a new plastic kit, right? A new plastic kit, primarily for the Horus Heresy, but also Cerastus Knight Lancers still exist in the 41st Millennium too, so you'll also be able to use it in games of Warhammer 40,000. It is a super cool, detailed plastic kit. This has been available in resin for a little while. Resin is not everyone's first choice of material.
I had one of them and they were an absolute ball ache to build. I had the other option with the big Gatling gun and it was such a nightmare to build.
Iconography on it. If it's a traitorous one, you can also...
Yeah, it needs to have all the weapon options.
Inside it as well.
But this is Games Workshop, so they'll sell another version with the different weapon options on it, rather than just one kit to be able to build the Lancer variant and the other variant.
Legs, sort of like a hound, because they're able to charge ahead. So this is a sort of a swifter pattern of knight, maybe a little bit more advanced than the ones we've usually seen, the Errants and the Paladins.
Yeah, the pilot's nice.
This one was specifically designed for...
But let's be fair, you're going to glue that hatch shut.
Enthusiastic, that want to charge ahead of the lines, and particularly if you're fighting, say, against a rival knight house. They want to get ahead, they want to have that lance, and they want to strike that killing blow.
Yeah, so maybe not quite the shooting output, long-range shooting output of some of the other slower knight builds, but all about the combat this guy, isn't it? Yeah.
We'll see what article it comes up with the Old World, and then we'll jump on and have a look at it. It doesn't look like they've showed any models, though. It seems to be just artwork.
I'm sure some of the audience will cry out if I'm wrong. But yeah, really cool, flexible multi-part kit on its way. I think long overdue. I think to have this particular version.
No, it's not long overdue. It's not.
Putting together the resin.
It's not long overdue.
Plastic, much easier to add into your household. Right, we're going to tell you a little bit more about what's going on within the Siege of Chthonian. We've got some new models to show you. This is the planet of Chthonian. As you see, it looks a little bit drab, but the good things come from there, or not, depending on your perspective. We're going to have a look at some of the characters that will be leading the forces on the loyalist and traitor side of the Siege.
Just show us the assault marines and the breaches in plastic.
This is Veren Ashuradan, who is the true son of Horus, which has been charged with protecting the homeworld of the Sons of Horus. which has been effectively taken over by the Loyalists. He's been sent to claim
Yeah,
back. Anything you wanna tell us about this one?
Yeah,
I just
so
don't.
Cadre
I don't
Captain
get
Darren
sometimes what they're
Sheridan,
doing.
one of the true sons of Chthonier. So this is a group within the Sons of Horus, which basically harken back to the old ways. They want to have that kind of gang mentality, the honor, that sort of thing, which they feel that a lot of the new Legionnaires don't really have. So when it comes to the Siege of Terra and everything like that, Chthonier being just to the southwest of Terra obviously has been retaken by the Imperials. And at this point, there's not really a huge amount of benefit to taking Chthonier back. They're on the way to Terra. That's the goal. So he persuades Horus that this is more of a token gesture,
Like an honor thing.
symbolic thing. Yes. And so he's joined by many of the other true sons of Horus that are, sons of Chthonier that are they're basically between either fighting beside Horus in his final
It's nice.
victory, or
I like the helmet.
relying there.
The helmet's pretty cool.
This is relatively contemporary to the Siege of Terror itself.
Yes.
Cool. So there we go. That's the leader of the Sons of Horus. Let's have a look at the leader that the Imperials have sent to defend this planet. Here we go.
He's cool.
It's a good model, isn't it? It's good. This is Evander Garius. He is a veteran of the Imperial Fists and looks like an absolute bruiser.
Yes.
Tell us all about him, Alex.
So Lord Castellan Evander Garius is the protector of Chthonier, or tyrant of Chthonier, depending on your point of view. His job was not just to hold the world after it was first taken during the first siege of Chthonier, but he was also to spread the Imperial truth to the populace and try and get them on side. Bit of a thankless
How's that
task,
going?
as you can imagine, with the gangs. And basically after the first siege, a huge number of the Sons of Horus that were on the world, they didn't really put up that much of a fight. They escaped down into the tunnels, and so they've been plaguing him ever since.
Yeah. So he's not the most popular with Dawn, is he?
He's been a bit of a vainglorious leader, takes some unnecessary risks, some unnecessary losses with in a legion that's so pragmatic. That's not favoured.
Yeah, the Terminators are a
Yes.
lot larger than.
Cool.
Like, if you look at the
that's
other
two leaders.
Imperial
We've got
Fist
a little bit
Terminator.
more to show you about what's coming up in the Siege of Chthonier book. We've announced this book previously, but we've got a bit more to show you. We've got
So
some of
we're
the
getting a
art from the
preview
new
of a
Siege
preview
Chthonier
we've
book
already
coming
had.
up. There we go. So this is the commander of the Imperial Fist himself leading the charge. Some beautiful artwork again done by the great photography team and artwork team in our Warhammer studios. There's some unusual characters that play some parts in the Siege of Chthonier as well. So on the next slide we'll see, maybe not quite the team that you'd expect to be fighting together. You've got a traitor, well, a loyalist or traitor from your perspective, 1,000 Sun there inside the Imperial Fist. Anything we know about him, Alex?
Yes, so one of the things with Chthonier is being quite close to Terra. If there was, say, fallout, people running away from other battles, retreating tactically from other battles, they would often get trapped because they can't go through Horus's fleet to get to Terra. So Chthonier is sort of the next best thing. So you've got loads of Iron Hands, you've got Word Bearers, as you can see there, that have shown up. You've got some Alpha Legion that have shown up. But on the side of the Loyalists, there was a group of 1,000 Suns that after
that's the 1,000 Suns Praetor model that they're using as a loyalist.
Garius' request.
So they're not even making a new model for it.
Terra's gone, well, we can't really give you any more of our best troops, but we do have these guys. We don't really trust them, so we're going to send
It
some
would kind of be
Sisters
all right
of
if they
Silence
didn't
with
come
them.
back. That's what they're saying.
Yeah. So, you've got a...
It's a little bit of a
Sons
retcon.
that are loyalists. They're fighting for the Emperor.
Everyone's loyal to someone, Alex.
In
Cool.
books.
There's some obviously an opportunity with these books to have some brand new heraldry.
Is that a
artwork
breacher?
there. So one of the really cool things about the black books we had of the Horus Heresy is they were absolutely jam packed with like different ways to do armies and theme your legion into a specific way of fighting. And there's some of those as well in this new book. There is a particularly interesting new style of heraldry, which is these guys. So what are these about?
So these are the Inductii, and this is sort of an umbrella catch-all term for the legionaries that were raised after Istvan. So these come with some pros and cons. So the legions used a variety of methods to speed up the process. That might have been extreme hyper-indoctrination, which is what we saw with the World Eaters, using past memories in order to make their fighters better, so they don't have to spend that time training. They just know.
That's the Imperial Fist Warden upgrade set.
Really fast, and that can have some side effects where you might get some malformed legionaries. You might get some that don't necessarily fit their armor. It's the same deal with the armor as well, that it must have been hastily put together. So Evander Garius, very pragmatic as he is, raised about 5,000 of these from Chthoniya. So these are the gangers of Chthoniya raised as imperial fists. They suffered the same issues that all of the Sons of Horus did, is that the gangers didn't really take to the psycho-indoctrination that well. And as you can imagine, with the issues of the imperial fist gene seed, there was quite a high fallout rate.
So you're starting to see some quite interesting stuff there about like the induction process isn't quite perfect. We know that in Warhammer 40,000 some of the gene seeds and things are starting to fail. This might be a little hint at some of that to come. Might also be a hint about some of the different chapters and things that the legions will eventually break into. 'Cause you imagine that if they survive, that those 5,000 warriors of Chthoniya probably aren't going to go ahead and be the ones that join the Imperial Fist chapter at the end of it.
There's a bit of a social issue as well. So after the Horus Heresy, some of the Magos biologists, they discovered that there wasn't a huge amount of difference physiologically between them and a regular Space Marine. So the legions tended to treat them differently, and that might have been more of a cultural element. But that did bleed over into the Inductii. So you've got some Emperor's children that say weren't allowed to wear the Emperor's Palatine Aquila, which, seeing as they were rebelling against the Emperor, was probably suited them. Or you had some of the Space Wolves, and often their Inductii would be a lot more aggressive and impetuous because it was almost like they were trying to prove themselves to their elders.
Yeah, so some interesting opportunities there if you wanted to kind of start to hint at where your legion might be heading in the 41st millennium as a chapter or a traitor legion. Yeah, fun, cool. All right, so some more things to tell you about what's going on with the Horus Heresy. The Horus Heresy is, at the moment, a very Space Marine versus Space Marine fight, but the Horus Heresy is also a war for all of mankind. So one of the things you should keep your eye out for in the next few months is some non-Space Marine stuff. So stuff of the Horus Heresy that isn't in Power Up. We do have a bit of a roadmap for you guys today. Have a look at what's coming
Imperial
up
Guard
in the next 12 months or so.
are going to come over
let's have a look, shall we?
in plastic.
Right. So
Oh,
we can
great.
see that in
Tank.
spring of this year, we already know about some of these things. We've got the Vindicator Siege tank is on its way.
Assault squad. Why? See, this is what annoys me.
If you're reading ahead,
They've got
you
assault
we have a
squad
Knight Lancer on its way
on
this summer,
winter,
across,
but
the
yet they
rest of the
won't
year,
show
basically,
us a
we've got loads of
fucking
new
model.
and upgrades. Then in autumn, things start to get pretty juicy. We've got more Lords of War, as well as the Knight Lancer. We have a new type of Dreadnought. We have an Armor Mark update. We have a Primarch. Another Primarch. So
She got a
we've
guy
obviously
Khan
already
on his
gone
jet
through,
bike.
the 18, depending on how you're counting, Primarchs. And we've seen Horus Ascendant. So we know that the Primarchs aren't all quite as they were at the start of the Horus Heresy, at the end of the Horus Heresy. So this is going to be another version of a Primarch that maybe isn't what he was when the Heresy began. So you've got that to look forward to. We have a Mystery Army release in winter. Who knows what that could be? Could be anything. I think one of the most requested things is an Assault Squad. The Horus Heresy. Well, in the air. There you go.
But they can't show us it. Why can't they just show us it?
And then early into next year, we have a Legion Command Squads and melee weapon upgrades. So those will fit really nicely with the Assault Squads to give you even more options for your multi-part plastic Space Marines.
So I'm not touching Horus Heresy until next year then.
Just give you a bit of a hint of what's coming. So we'll kick off with this one. I'm not going to talk too much about it. You can kind of pick it apart for a few seconds for yourself. There you go. Ooh,
Mark III.
What's in there?
Plastic Mark III.
Okay. Some new stuff. Okay, and then we've got one final picture for you guys.
Plastic
Have a
Dreidel.
look at the Assault Squad. Okay.
Finally. So it's going to be Mark VI.
So we are well aware that the Assault Squad was the top of a lot of people's lists for the thing they wanted adding into the Horus Heresy. This is a multi-part plastic Assault Squad coming hopefully
this is
before
what I
the end
don't
of this
get,
year.
right?
It will have loads of options.
Why was this not done
Absolutely, if you
when
wanted to
they
use this
were
in your Warhammer
waiting,
40,000 armies as
they
well
were
as
developing
Assault Squads,
Horus
they are
Heresy?
beaky Space Marines. You can
Like,
use them for
why?
as well if you like.
Why has it took them this
But
long
they
to do it?
absolutely fill a very important niche in your Horus Heresy army. So there you go, guys. Assault Squad's on the way. We do have one more video to show you, which is a little bit of a tease. It's not a huge.
I'm happy to see that. That's the one thing I'm taking away from that's made me
At
happy.
your own leisure after this preview. So I'm going to show you the last video.
No way. Epic. That was epic. That was Horus Heresy epic.
Okay, guys. So for the preview, that is the preview
That was
element of
Horus
the show
Heresy
over.
epic.
If you are watching along,
See, that's
on
what they should have done
Twitch, thank you
yesterday.
ever so much for joining us.
Okay,
That
so,
will
cool,
be up
okay,
on the
that's not
Warhammer
too bad.
community website in the next few
That's not
minutes for
bad.
you to check out. You can watch this again. Thank you for joining us. If you are in the audience, feel free to stick around. We will be having about half an hour of Q&A. You can ask any
Right.
questions you like.
We're not interested in what he has to say. Right, so yeah, okay. Okay. That was definitely epic. That was definitely 40k Horus Heresy epic that they teased at the end. 100%. That was epic. So they've teased the Horus Heresy epic. We're just waiting for him to actually pull the finger out and get the articles up. So the Horus Heresy, okay, I'm a little bit the Knight, not fussed. I don't know. The Mark 6 Assault Marine, to see it is cool. I like that. To get it at the end of the year, okay, that's good. You know, I can live with that. The picture that they've shown with the Mark 3. Now, those Mark 3 Marines look different to the current Mark 3 Marines. I'll put that picture up once they put the article up. But that picture that they've shown... Okay, right. Old Worldy time, because the article's up. So we got the Old World article up, so we'll get to what we missed. So we'll watch this. We have models.
The whole world will fear our wrath.
So we have models. Yeah, we already looked at that. Etc. He's nice. I like that.
We will fight for our people,
Oh, pardon me.
for our home, for the lady.
Alright, so we already know that the Undead Legion of Two Kings and Khemri and Noble Knights of Bretonia are major players in the Warhammer Old World. I didn't realise that, but they are. And we've seen some exciting models given a new lease of life. The good news is things are coming. So the first two models for the Warhammer Old World are Tomb Kings and the Bretonian Paladin. He is pretty nice. I like that. Now, the thing here is they're both going to be resin models, and they'll first of many we'll see before the game is out. New models for the game is to be released in the Citadel Plastic and Forge World resin, and they'll join a whole range of resurrected and revisualized miniatures from prior editions of Warhammer Fantasy Battle in plastic, resin, and metal to make safe-fire environments good. Take a moment to look from behind the scenes. So the people were saying that this was going to drop this year. It isn't. If they were, we would have seen the starter set today. Okay, so that's basically what we missed at the beginning. So there's no Old World starter set coming. So they're the models. Still nothing for the Horus Heresy. So yeah, okay. So the models are pretty cool. The Paladin is nice. Now, they did hint. Now, the one thing that the Bretonians have never had is a unit of knights on foot. Realm knights on foot. And then the last article where they showed the older stuff painted up in the new colour scheme, this colour scheme. They mentioned in the article Realm Knights on foot. Now, that's a new unit, and this is obviously going to be the character model that'll be able to attach to that unit and be used in it. So, kind of cool. Okay, kind of cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like the orc head. Very, very fantasy. So, this is only the start of flood of new models from Warhammer the Old World. Keep checking back in this very website. In the meantime, there's tons more to reveal, which is a lie because there isn't tons more to reveal. Where is the Horus Heresy article? So, yeah. So the Horus Heresy, there's the picture that they had there of can we see anything different in it? Now the Land Raider, I think, is the current plastic Land Raider. There was the Dorado Dreadnought in the background, and as far as I'm aware, that hasn't come out in plastic yet, but that'll be a plastic kit. And I'm thinking that those Mark III Marines that are also in the picture look different to the current Mark III Marines. But we'll see once Games Workshop pull their finger out and actually get the article up. Why does it take so long for them to get the articles up? Yeah, nothing on the Instagram yet. Ooh. They're very slow at getting the articles up. Horus Heresy. Nope. But yeah. Yeah, that was definitely epic at the end. That was 100% a teaser for Horus Heresy Epic. 100%. I don't do 3D printing. The main reason why is it's a hobby in on itself. So, yeah. But the Assault Marine has made me happy. To see a Mark VI Assault Marine and to know that they're coming out at the end of the year, that makes me happy. That does make me happy. Not happy that I've sold my Blood Angels. But, yeah, I can restart the Horus Heresy now knowing that Assault Marines are coming. I do like Assault Marines. Why is it so slow for them to get the articles up? Surely these articles should be prepared while the stream is on, and then as soon as it's done, because not everyone can watch the live stream. Like, very, very, you know, come on, Games Workshop, you're supposed to be a multi-billion-pound corporation. You can't get your articles on your website fast enough. Is it going to let me watch it? All right, okay. Apparently, I can re-watch the stream. Thought you could only do that if you paid as a subscriber. Well, we'll see. We'll see what comes up. I want to get that picture. The picture that they've shown. I want that picture back up so I can pause it. So I can put the beginning of the stream up, the first 10 minutes up, if you want me to put that up. It's basically, I'm already like 2 minutes in and they've spent more time talking amongst themselves. And it's basically those videos that are in the article by the looks of it. Yeah. Right, where's that picture? Aha. We'll just do this. Seems that they're taking so long to put up the stream. Still nothing up. Right, perfect. Got it. Right, so this is what I want. This picture right here. Right. Looking at this picture, okay, and that's not artwork, that's the new models. That's models. That there is... I could say potentially that's going to be new Mark III, but really, that Land Raider we've already got. That there, the Dodo, the Dredo, that's going to be a new plastic kit. Would they redo the Mark III? I can't imagine them redoing that. Mark III's already boxed up, isn't it? I can't imagine them redoing the Mark III. There was nothing on the roadmap about new Mark III stuff. Jesus, they really am not getting those articles up. The new Mark VI, that does look nice. The helmet, I don't know. The poses look a little bit different. But I'm trying to find the roadmap because they're being very, very slow at getting the article up. Like, ridiculously slow at getting this article up. Like, that's just... I hate playing back on Twitch. Whereas YouTube, you can slide it forward and it'll move on the screen so you can see it. On this, it doesn't. So there's the roadmap. So we've got plastic, a Vindicator siege tank. Right, we know that's coming. A Lance, more Lords of War, a Dreadnought, and an Armour Mark update. Oh. Oh. They are new Mark III. There it is there on the... There it is. A new Dreadnought, which would be the Dredo Dreadnought, which is in the background. And a Armour Mark update is an updated Mark III kit, because that must be the new Mark III kit then. And then a Mysterious Army release, which will be probably the Imperial Guard. Assault Marines, which they showed us, a Legion Command Squad, which will be in Mark VI, and melee weapon options, which will work in with the Assault Marines. So basically from autumn onwards. That was Mark III. That is 100% new Mark III. Where is it? Why is it not up? Oh, that there. That's new Mark III. That's the new plastic Dredo, and that's new Mark III. In fact, the easiest way to check is they've all got the spikes on their heads, right? The easiest way to check is Games Workshop. Let's have a little look at the existing Mark III kit. Horus Heresy, Legion Astartes, Troops. Mark III. So these are the Mark III Marines. Yeah. That's the Mark III Marines. Current Mark III. In autumn, we are getting an updated armor mark. Right there, baby. New Mark III. New Mark III. Plastic Dredo coming in the autumn. Okay. That's... I like Mark III. And yeah. So they're going to be basically proportioned like the Mark VI. By the looks of that. Happy days. Happy day. I will get back into Horus Heresy when those Mark III come out. Not too sure what Legion I'll do, but I'll get back into the Horus Heresy when that happens. And I'm quite partial to the Mark III kit. These guys were always cool, but they were a little bit squat, like the old school Firstborn Marines. These look very nice, like the Mark VI. So yeah, that's going to be it. And obviously epic. Which they still haven't got the Horus Heresy article up. Like, seriously. So slow. But anyway. So, yeah. It looks like Epic's going to be coming next year. Yeah. Epic's going to be coming next year. So, that was definitely the Epic at the end. In fact, I wonder if it's got it up on their YouTube channel. Warhammer TV. No, the only thing they've got up on there at the moment is the Knight. They're being very slow with the Heresy. But so what we can take away from the Old World is not coming this year, and they're going to be showing us a lot of new miniatures in either plastic, metal, or resin. A lot of old stuff is going to be coming back into circulation. And yeah, cool. The Horus Heresy, okay, we've got a plastic Knight coming, but the main thing is updated Mark III, plastic Dreador, and Assault Marines in Mark VI at the end of the year. And then the beginning of next year, close combat weapons, specialist weapons for them. Good. Yes. Right. I'm happy with that. Right, cool. So, that was good. That was a good stream. A little bit anticlimactic, and to be quite fair, I'm not really worried now that I missed the first 10 minutes of it, because we basically just seen 2 new models. That's it. So yeah. Okay. Right. I am going to call it here. I am going to go, and I'm going to go and chill out. There'll be no DP Sundays tonight because I streamed twice today and once yesterday. So there's been about, nearly 3.5, nearly 4 hours worth of streaming over the past 2 days, compared to just like an hour or two tonight. I will be back on Tuesday around about 7:30, 8 o'clock British Standard Time, and we'll just be doing a hobby roundup, looking at all the articles from Warhammer Fest, anything that's new and that we've not seen, and talking about the pre-orders for next week, which will be announced normally around about 6:30 tonight. So yeah, that's it. Thank you very much to everybody who's kept me company while going over these previews. It's been fun. Thank you very much. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you. It's been super cool. We're slowly getting there to 2,000. We're now into the last 200, and then we're going to be hitting 2,000 subscribers, which is amazing. And we're very much almost at 2,000 followers on Instagram, which is mental. So thank you. I am now going to go and sand this bad boy down, all of this seam, and get the base done and get ready to prime it, and film some painting tutorials during the week. The video on Monday will probably, maybe a video on Monday, I'm not too sure. I might do sort of a reaction of a video for tomorrow night at 6:30, kind of sort of looking at everything over the weekend, and I'm not really interested in Kill Team. If anyone does enjoy Kill Team, this is not the channel for you. I can't stand Kill Team. I don't see the point of it. Boarding actions is what 40k skirmish should be, not Kill Team. Kill Team can go to fuck. If you want to play a game like that, play Necromunda. So yeah, not interested. So I'm not going to really be interested in tomorrow's preview. So I'll probably do a video later on and have that up tomorrow night for 6:30. Kind of just looking at all of the roundup and everything else for my thoughts on reactions to the Warhammer Fest 2023. And I'll probably hold out because I would like to see the winners and everything in an hour or two for Golden Demon. I believe they are announcing the trophy winners today, as well as the Slayer sword. So I'll probably make the video later on for tomorrow night, and I'll incorporate the Golden Demon stuff in that video also. And we'll really talk about that on Tuesday's stream. And then on Friday next week will be the Crimson Fist tutorial. And then I'm planning a couple of videos on this thing. I've had a lot of people ask me how I do the sort of bone bluey marble stone that I've got on my Lumineth that I showed over on Instagram. So that part video is going to be on this, and then the other part is going to be on the waterfall and the rock and everything else, painting up the rest of the shrine. So it'll be like maybe 1, 2, maybe 3 videos depending on the water. I might do a separate video on the water, but yeah, that's going to be a couple of videos on that, and yeah, and they'll be coming over the next couple of weeks. And then there'll be a couple of videos on Techless as well, actual Techless, not the base or Selenar, mainly Techless, mainly his face, because a lot of people have difficulty painting his face. And then there'll be another video of the Starhawk's Space Marine testers and choosing your colour scheme for your own custom chapter. That'll be coming, and then whichever chapter I choose, part 3 will be a painting tutorial for that chapter. So there's a lot of content to come. I'm super excited. So I will call it, because I'm going to waffle. I'm going to go make myself a big coffee and have a bit of cake and generally enjoy the rest of my Sunday. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. And if you're in the UK, I hope you enjoy your bank holiday Monday tomorrow. I'm in work. You're all off. You're all a pack of bar stewards. But I'm getting double time for being in work, and I'm going to be building a big pile of Lumineth Realm Lords, which are sat right there, and being paid for it. So I will catch everyone tomorrow, Tuesday, and I will see everyone later. Thank you very much, peeps. Love you all.